I'd like to talk a little bit about the word practice. I go to see my doctor at his practice. I also go to visit my lawyer at her practice. I take my son to baseball practice. And later I have band practice. Wow, that's a word that can have a lot of different meanings, but to me, it truly has one meaning. Practice means growing or getting better. When we're practicing something, that means we've committed to something, we're interested in something, hopefully passionate about it, and we're looking to grow in it, to get better at it, to become more knowledgeable and more skilled at it. In music, practice can be turned in two ways. We have independent practice and we have group practice. Like I said, band practice. I often think of group practice as rehearsals. And I use the word practice more for independent. I'm going to practice to be better so that when I go to rehearsal with the team or the band or the group, I can be my best. And if everyone in the group is their best and has practiced at home, the group can be its best. And then we can put on the best performance possible. Performing is where we take our music and present it to a listening audience and strive to do it the best we can. There's another word I threw in here, and that's the word play. I believe it's important that we play, just as kids do. And that fits into both practicing and rehearsing. When I practice, sometimes I just play. I just play for the fun of it, for the enjoyment, to experiment, to be creative, to find new things on my own. That I call playing. You can also do that in a rehearsal setting. If you're in a jazz group or a rock group that likes to improvise, that's a great setting for just playing. And when you play, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to perform. If you're playing in a band and you get to the point where you feel like, hey, we got something here that's presentable, well, then maybe you invite some friends over and you perform for them. And if the performances go well, maybe someday you try to get a job performing in a room where you could get paid. And then as you start to get paid, you work to get better and better, to get more money, to play nicer venues, to draw larger crowds, because people want to come see you perform or play. And all that comes back to practice, which, as I said earlier, is the thing we have to do as individuals. So let's just quick talk about practice and what it is. I tell all my students, you should practice, if possible, every day. You're better off practicing for short amounts of time every day as opposed to long amounts of time every other day or every third day. The point of practice, especially in music or sports, is developing muscle memory. You're working on skills, and to get those skills, you have to train your muscles to have those skills. And skill development, simply put, takes time. You have to work on it, you have to do it daily, and you have to keep at it, and your skills will develop. And those skills will equate to muscle memory. And as you gain muscle memory, you'll be able to do things musically without thinking about it. A pitcher doesn't think about his arm angle when he's throwing the ball. He just throws the ball. That's because the muscle memory has been practiced and repeated so much that it just happens automatically. And that is truly the professional level. My recommendation then for you, if you're considering practicing, is that you practice every day. If not, then every other day. If not, then every third day. Whatever you can fit into your schedule, but make a routine out of it and practice. And set yourself a practice routine. Your practice routine should involve exercises to get in shape. It should involve reading. It should involve improvisation, creativity, studying new concepts. If you're a drum set player, independence of limbs. There's just so many things you could work on. But if you set yourself a schedule and schedule yourself on a regular basis to practice, you will see improvements in your playing, so that when you go to rehearsal, the people in your group say, wow, that person sounds really good on their instrument. They play well. And so that when you go to play by yourself or with a group, you have ideas to play and musical ideas to present. And so that when you go to perform, people say, wow, that person is really good. I'd be willing to spend money to see that person perform for me. Those are my thoughts on practice. Set it up for yourself. Get yourself in the right zone for it because it takes work, but the work pays off.